Greetings, and this is a part two. Prior to the other video I did about how the Most High asked me to move, from Nigeria to Ghana, okay, and the miracle that followed it. So this is a part two. My name is Lily. There is no need to do introduction. So I was in the family house where my sister took me. My cousin gave me a room. I was there. I was trying to make the place, comfortable. There was no mattress, okay, flat. So I was, my body was paining me. I was complaining. So the Most I provided. I bought a mattress and I put AC. I was planning to tile the whole place, paint it, to make it look nice. So one fateful day, I was in that room. This was 2 months ago. No, when I moved to Port Harcourt. So I was in the room. I wasn't sleeping. I was awake, broad awake. I was just being, I noticed that in that room, there's this unusual heat coming from the ground. Sometimes I become very comfortable. And I noticed that my spiritual life was going down, in that family house. I couldn't fast for some reasons. I couldn't fast. And my prayer life started going down. I would dream. I would not remember. I'm like, what is going on? What's happening to me? There's something started once strange to me that I get up in the midnight to pray. I noticed that I'll just feel weak. I'll sleep. I'll just sleeping, eating, sleeping. I'm like, so immediately I got to Port Harcourt, I noticed that the Most High was blessing me, financially. I never lacked. I never begged for one day. I was nobody. My family, I was one that was, So the Most High started, not like in Lagos. I moved, as he said. So one day I got up and I was just in the window. Then the Lord started speaking to me. He said, "Do you know the room you have?" I'm like, "No." He said, "You're in a secret room." I'm like, I wasn't sleeping, I wasn't dreaming. The Lord started speaking. I was quiet there. He said, "You are in a secret room." He said, "This is a secret room. Something happened in my family. My late auntie, her husband, tried to use her for blood ritual, like he wanted to kill her. So it was in a secret cult, okay, called Ogboni or something, He was in a secret cult. He has other wives, but he loves my auntie. Besides, my auntie was so beautiful. So he tried to kill my auntie, to use her for rituals, He wanted to kill her. So my auntie used her hand to he wanted to put a pot, sacrificial pot, on her, my late auntie. So she used her hand to knock the pot down. And as she knocked the pot down, that hand, they actually amputated her hand. They cut off her hand, okay, because the hand was disturbing her before she died. She lived. She gave her life to Christ anyway. So that was the room, because there's a big room. There was a big room before that small room. It was like inner room. You won't know if you're in the living room upstairs. You won't know that there's another room there. So it's like one big room, then staircase, then a secret room. And you could tell there were some kind of, those who were watching my video, you see some pavement in that room and all that. So the Lord told me, I didn't even remember all this, but the Lord told me that you are in a secret room. This is an occultic room. I'm like, what? So the Lord told me, I bought the paint bucket, I bought cement to do everything. The Lord told me, stop it, don't do anything. You have to move. I'm like, okay. So I stopped. I didn't do anything. The Lord told me, the Lord said, "Lily, don't do anything. Don't tile this room. Don't paint. Just leave everything." So I left it half paint. He said, "Don't do anything. It's time to move." I'm like, what? Now, okay. Time to move. Okay. So at that point in time, I was contemplating. I didn't have a plan of moving at that point, but I know someday I want to travel. A sister came, that same sister, said we're going to travel, blah blah blah. She did da, 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 da. She disappointed me again. I was supposed to go to Lesotho, okay? So I said, okay. Then the Lord showed me a vision, so I don't want to disclose that. So I stopped everything and I started going for evangelism, okay? Going for street preaching and all that. Then at some point, the Lord just... So I bought some things, take it back to my secondary school, my former school. And the school authority, it was a lot of money, a lot of things. And when I got to the school, when I mean a lot, you know, for the boarding school student, I promised them. Some of them cried, they don't have food, their parents abandoned them. One thing, you know. So I made some videos about my school when I went to preach to them. So before I left that day, I did, so I don't want to put it on media. For my own money, you know, I gave them some few things. So I told them I'll be back. So my partners, you know, some sisters sent money. So I bought a lot of stuff. When I mean a lot, really a lot. So I took it to the school and they refused to let me in to give to the student. I was broken. They didn't let me. So I said, okay, Lord, these things must not follow me to my house. They were quite a lot. And I said, Lord, I said, Holy Spirit, direct me. Direct my paths where I'm going to share these things. So my younger sister was with me and the Uber driver. So the Lord told me to go to one particular place. Now that place is full of really, really poor. When I mean poor, the lowest wretched looking place. So I took it there and I said for children. So some families came and that was one of the most stressful days. I got back home as if they beat me up. I didn't make a video. I didn't put it on the media till I didn't even make a video. They gathered me, need to see this place. So we gave out a lot of, you know, those food stuff, you know, a lot. And I met some families, preached to some people, and I told them I will be back for the widows. We were there again, you know. So the Lord now put me. So when the Lord said it's time to move, so I told few of my sisters in Christ, my partners, that I need a place. So I told one sister of my sister Sharon. I told Sister Sharon. So at some point, okay, so before I said I want to move, the Lord told me to move. I have not made up my mind. One faithful day, I was just doing my thing. When the Lord told me that this room you have is a occultic room, don't do anything. I didn't take it so, but I noticed that something is not right. And for the fact that for such a long time, I don't share toilet or bathroom, not even with my daughter, okay? I really don't like sharing toilets, you know. So I was irritated because the place is dirty. I was like always complaining, shouting, and I had no peace. This one is coming to knock, Auntie Lily. I had no privacy. It just, you know, the time in my family house was something else. The only day I can have a little peace is on Saturdays, because I made it clear to them that on Saturdays sometimes I don't even come out. I just lock myself and stay inside, you know. So they know that day. But every that day before, I don't sleep. Auntie Lily, I want this. Auntie Lily. So it was so I started saying, Lord, I need a place. So before then, no, I've not said, Lord, I need a place. I was just still looking, you know, until... So I lie down one fateful day, and the Lord opened my eyes in the realm of the Spirit. And the room I was, that the Lord told me physically when I was not sleeping, and He told me that this room you are. Now that one was, I was awake. The Lord said it's an occultic room. This was a room that they did this sacrifice, that they wanted to kill your auntie. I'm like, wow. I didn't say anything. So when I make my look round, So I didn't say anything. I didn't tell my cousins anything. I didn't tell them nothing. I was just, and I was not afraid. So if because of what the Lord told me and the story I know that happened, that that was a cult room, that a secret room that nobody enters, okay, till he died, where they're supposed to kill my auntie in that room. So sorry, excuse me. So one fateful day after the Lord spoke, I didn't do anything about it. So one fateful day, the Lord opened my eyes in the realm of the spirit, in a night vision, and I saw that that's in that room. I had my mattress, okay, where it was. I was there, and I saw that there was a well, and this well was deep. This well was deep, right in front of my bed, okay, my bed. So if I just come down and I put my leg, I will fall into that well. This well was deep, like a well. It's like a well, no water, inside the well, but it was deep. And inside this well, that was in the room I was staying before I left my state, I saw that there was, in the realm of the spirit, there's this smell like dead bodies, the dead body that is, has been there for such a long, like the smell was horrible. Then the heat that was why because when I was there, before the Lord showed me, midnight I used to get up and pour water on my body. I'll get up and pour water on my body several times with the light issue in Nigeria. So I saw this well, and this well was big, and if you go in, you cannot even come out. That's how it was. So in the realm of the spirit, I was like saying, Shalom, come and she fall inside this well. What will I do? That's what I was saying. I said, my daughter come here and she fall inside this well. What will I do? I said, wow. I saw dead, smelling the room, the well inside the room I was staying. It was smelling out, dead body. And then all of a sudden, I found myself in another place, and somebody came in the realm of the spirit. And I was asking in the realm of the spirit, I saw a fair, I know the person. I was asking the person, what is the meaning of what I just saw? The same vision, in a night vision. And the person said, that place, there was an herbalist, okay, not herbalist, a voodoo priest that was there. They call it olden days voodoo priest, okay. It's been long. My auntie's husband and my auntie died. That is where he does all this, voodoo. That room I was staying back in Port Harcourt, those that are watching my videos, the place I'm talking about, the place I was doing video before I relocated to Ghana. That